Tonight, Troy students celebrate homecoming week.
Plus, some Trojan diners get a big surprise. Stay tuned. Troy TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
High-definition digital production center on the Troy campus with news from Troy University locations around the world. This is Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Nightly News for November 14th, 2012. I'm Bailey Majors.
And I'm Christina Cook. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, the homecoming week competition started off with a dance-off and competition was fierce. Justin Gardner has more.
Here are the last two fortunate students who were allowed to squeeze into the capacity-filled Claudia Crosby Theater for the homecoming dance-off. Aisles cleared and the entertainment took the stage in front of a rowdy crowd for the first homecoming week event last night.
The next competition will be...
Each Troy University organization that competes gets one shot to win the crowd and judges over. With the pressure on, groups put forth a lot of effort in this one performance.
We've been very dedicated to it and had long hour practices, so we're just ready to get out there and show everybody what we've been working hard for.
It's strong competition, but I believe that we worked harder than they did, and we will win.
But when it's over, and not everything always goes according to plan.
We had a few minor mishaps.
I think we did pretty good. We had a little mess up there at the end, but he's awesome. I don't know. He has a hurt foot.
But no matter the results, one thing that does happen is a wide variety of campus organizations come together to compete. And coming together as students while promoting the Homecoming Initiative, childhood literacy, is what Homecoming Week is all really about.
Support Troy to a win, but us coming together as more of a family.
Justin Garner, Troy TrojanVision News.
The results of the dance-off and all of the homecoming week competitions will be announced this Saturday at the homecoming game. The next competition will be Skit Night Thursday at 7 in the Claudia Crosby Theater.
And to continue in the spirit of performance, one Troy organization entertained students by surprising them with a sweet serenade. When Troy students are eating lunch at Trojan Dining, they expect to see pizzas, a salad bar, and other dining options. But Wednesday afternoon, it was transformed from a dining facility into a concert hall.
We were eating lunch, and all of a sudden, this group started singing.
I saw them start beating on their chest, and then all of a sudden they started coming down the stairs and singing a song that sounded pretty cool, like it was out of Lion King or something.
Troy University's collegiate singers surprised students with a flash mob to promote their upcoming concert and raise awareness about their organization.
The collegiate singers wanted to surprise the students in the dining facility by just popping in on them and singing a song for them.
We wanted to do something new, do something different, so we decided to have a flash mob to kind of introduce collegiate singers again.
Since the start of the fall semester, Collegiate Singers has been working on songs and planning a concert for November 27th. Members say the purpose of the flash mob was to entertain students and recruit new members.
We just wanted to entertain them. We wanted to show them who we are, and we're a group for them. Anyone can join Collegiate Singers. It's a non-audition choir, so we just wanted to make them aware that we are here if they ever want to join us.
You can join at any time, and you do not have to be a music major.
We want to get people excited about it.
And if you missed the flash mob, there are a few upcoming opportunities to see the Collegiate Singers in action.
We're singing at the homecoming game, and then we will have a collegiate choral showcase that has concert chorale and collegiate singers on November 27th at First Baptist at 7:30.
Once again, Troy's Collegiate Singers will sing during the homecoming game on Saturday and have a concert planned on November 27th. Well, Christina, there's an opportunity out there for Trojan fans to sink their teeth into some Trojan tradition.
That's right, Bailey. A new cookbook highlights Trojan flavors with just a bit of history mixed in. Dasher Montgomery gives us a look.
The recipes are in, the last finishing touches are completed, and now it's available to purchase. First Lady Janice Hawkins held a press conference last Friday morning about the third edition of Troy's cookbook entitled Celebrating 125 Years of Taste and Traditions at Troy University. However, this cookbook holds more than recipes.
This is a little unique in that it's not only a cookbook, but it's a history of our 125 years. And we've tried to show that throughout the cookbook.
Unlike some cookbooks that are divided into different categories of food, this book is divided into periods of time in Troy's history.
We begin our history with ancient Troy, and so we even have some recipes there. And then it's broken down into 8 categories, and the 8 categories stand for each president of the university.
Though you can start looking for recipes in the book, you definitely don't have to stop there. Hawkins has promoted this year's cookbook through other outlets as well.
Donna Schubert, who is our person in charge of marketing and public affairs, had the idea to do a cooking show affiliated and to promote the cookbook. So we're doing 4 sessions.
To be able to get a book, it will cost you $25. However, just like the other 2 cookbooks, Hawkins said that it's more of a fundraising effort to benefit Troy University.
The Troy University Foundation owns the cookbooks, and each organization affiliated with the university has the opportunity to buy the cookbooks from the foundation.
Hawkins said that this is more than a book of meal ideas, but a cookbook that binds traditions and relationships together.
It's my heart, it's our heart. And I love to be able to do things that help my husband, help the university that I love.
Deatra Montgomery, Troy TrojanVision News.
If you are interested in checking out the cooking show, it will air tomorrow night at 8:30 here on TrojanVision, or you can watch it on the Troy University YouTube channel at youtube.com/TroyUni.
And now taking a look at news from around the state, and Birmingham UAB Medicine says it's going to quit hiring anyone who uses tobacco starting next year. The system announced today that its hospitals, clinics, and other divisions will no longer hire anyone who smokes or uses smokeless tobacco products after July 1st, 2013.
And in Dothan, a Dale County man who killed his stepmother before turning the gun on himself is going to prison. The prosecutor says 22-year-old Thomas Michael Prisley of Daleville pleaded guilty to murder yesterday in the death of Loretta Leah Presley in April.
In Decatur, police say they've arrested a convicted sex offender for living under a bridge. Police say Ronald William Flick Jr. is charged under Alabama sex offender registration law with failing to provide an address that complies with statutes. Authorities say Flick was released from state prison on October 2nd and reported to police 3 days later that he was homeless.
Still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the women's basketball team will begin their home schedule tonight in the Trojan Arena. Danielle Percival will be in with the details on that game ahead.
But first, we'll have the latest details on the Petraeus scandal. We'll have that story and more after the break.
We all share a common journey. We wanted to serve our country, stand for something bigger than ourselves, and protect the things we love. Although we were ready to face any mission, help those in need, and make a difference, for some of us, coming home was more of a challenge than we expected. In the service, we had each other's backs. But as veterans, it can sometimes feel like we're all alone, even when surrounded by our loved ones.
At the Veterans Crisis Line, we understand what you're going through, and we can help. It's your call.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning Troy TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we'll go to Christina Cook at the Global News Desk. Christina.
Thanks, Bailey. Weighing in on the scandal that took down the head of the CIA and is now threatening the future of the top U.S. general. The entanglement is overshadowing economic issues on the president's agenda. Danielle Nottingham reports from the White House.
President Obama made his first public comments about the scandal involving former CIA Director David Petraeus.
He has provided this country an extraordinary service. We are safer because of the work that Dave Petraeus has done.
Petraeus resigned from the CIA last Friday after the FBI uncovered he had an affair with his biographer Paula Broadwell.
I have no evidence at this point that classified information was disclosed that in any way would have had a negative impact on our national security.
The scandal is now threatening the future of General John Allen, the top commander in Afghanistan. The Pentagon is looking into his email communication with Jill Kelly, the Tampa socialite whose complaint to the FBI revealed the Petraeus affair. President Obama is withholding judgment on why he didn't learn about the investigation until last week. Lawmakers want answers.
So you have nothing happening for 6 months publicly, and then the week after the election, we have one event after another. It just doesn't add up.
Top FBI officials met with some lawmakers Wednesday. Senator Dianne Feinstein described it as, quote, a good review of the investigation. Petraeus has also agreed to testify about the deadly attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi. He was supposed to be on the Hill this week. The new details are still being worked out. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, the White House.
A House committee is investigating the recent deadly meningitis outbreak that killed at least 32 people across the country and sickened more than 440 others. The owner of the New England company implicated that in the outbreak appeared before the panel, as did the widow of one victim. Vanita Nair reports from New York.
The owner of the company linked to the deadly fungal meningitis outbreak refused to answer questions on Capitol Hill.
Mr. Cannon, what explanation can you give the families who have lost their loved ones?
I respectfully decline to answer on the basis of my constitutional rights and privileges.
Lawmakers subpoenaed Barry Cadden, whose New England compounding company is accused of making contaminated steroid injections. The outbreak killed 32 people and sickened more than 400 others in 19 states. One of those victims was retired Kentucky Judge Eddie Lovelace, whose widow, Joyce, came to the congressional hearing looking for answers.
We're heartbroken. We're devastated. And I'm just kind of here begging you to do something about the matter.
The meningitis outbreak is slowing down with fewer new cases being reported. About 14,000 people are thought to have been exposed. The Massachusetts company had a well-documented history of problems. Nearly a decade ago, the Food and Drug Administration wanted to shut it down until it cleaned up its operations. Instead, the FDA deferred to state regulators who allowed it to stay open.
This outbreak very well might have been prevented.
The FDA says the agency needs more authority and funding to oversee compounding pharmacies.
As it is, our authority over compounding is limited, unclear, and contested.
The New England Compounding Center is closed, and officials are in the process of permanently revoking its license. Vanita Nair for CBS News, New York.
Police and protesters clashed in Spain as millions of workers went on strike across Europe. Demonstrators are rallying against spending cuts they say have made the economic crisis worse. Monica Vilmizar reports from Madrid.
Spanish riot police chased down protesters in Madrid. They arrested dozens of people across the capital during a massive strike against government spending cuts. Spain has Europe's fifth largest economy, and 25% of residents here are unemployed. Nearly half of young people are out of work, and many are out of patience too.
Personally, I am sad because, I have the feeling Spain gave me education, gave me support, gave me culture, and I cannot give my country back this knowledge. I have to go somewhere else, to Germany, to USA. I don't want this. I want to stay here.
Anger over Europe's failing economy is spreading across the continent. In Rome, protesters threw firecrackers at police who shot back with tear gas. Hundreds of European flights are cancelled and trains are barely running in Spain and Portugal.
Police here in Madrid are out in force. They have closed the streets and boarded up buildings to try to keep control.
At this prestigious hospital in Madrid, doctors accuse the government of unfairly slashing spending on healthcare.
We are so tired that politicians in this country try to make everything in their own benefits. We work many hours, we are not well paid, and we don't say nothing because we love our job, we love our patients.
With a smaller staff keeping the ER and other services working, many here say the free healthcare system in Spain could be the next victim in this economic crisis. Monica Villamizar, CBS News, Madrid.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, such as the story of how snowboarders stranded on Mount Rainier during a blizzard were rescued, you can tune in to TrojanVision Global News right here after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Bailey.
Thank you, Christina. Now Danielle Percival joins us for a look at sports. So Danielle, an action-packed weekend for Trojan Athletics. We had a big football game on campus Saturday, and the men's basketball team played in Trojan Arena.
Well, and the action is continuing tonight with the women's team playing for the first time. So we'll get into that in just a second.
All right.
This past weekend was the big debut of the new Trojan Arena, but tonight will be a debut of another sort. It will be the beginning of a new era of women's basketball as they begin the home schedule tonight against Mercer. The women are coming off a close loss to Winthrop on Sunday. The team will be looking to rebound, which is something they did well on Sunday. They grabbed 54 rebounds in the game, something they didn't accomplish all of last season. Tonight, the women will be looking to make the Trojan teams 2-0 in Trojan Arena this season. They'll be taking on the Mercer Bears tonight at 7. And the Trojan volleyball team hit the road today, heading to Western Kentucky, getting ready for the conference tournament. Troy is the second seed in the tournament behind the host team, Western Kentucky, who won the regular season championship and is ranked 17th in the country. The Trojans recorded their first 20-win season in a decade, but Coach Sonny Kirkpatrick knows that his team could be in better position, though.
We've had a great season so far, but we know that we've left probably 7 matches on the table where we didn't perform up to what we're expecting ourselves to. And it's kind of bad to look back and say, you know, we're 20-11 right now. If we play any better, if we make one more play in each of those games, we could be 27-4 right now.
The Trojans will begin their conference tournament action Thursday afternoon in a rematch against Louisiana Lafayette. That game is set to begin Thursday at 12. And moving over to football, while the Trojan defense was responsible for stopping Navy's triple option, it was the Trojan offense that put up stellar numbers yet again. The Trojan offense has certainly made sure everyone knows they're here.
We put up the most yards in the nation the past 2 weeks, so I think, we're kind of hard to keep up with right now.
In the past 2 weeks, Troy has accumulated 1,318 offensive yards, more than Oregon, who had 1,305.
Having more yards than Oregon sounds crazy the past 2 weeks, but they've done it every week. Man, if this would happen to us the first game and then carry out, through the whole season, that would definitely be a little bit more exciting. But I'm glad it happened, when it happened, and hopefully we can carry it over into the next 2 weeks, man, and put together some really, solid football games offensively.
The midshipmen saw Troy's two-headed monster at quarterback. Deion Anthony and Corey Robinson combined to go 34 of 40 Saturday and lead the Trojans to nearly 600 yards of total offense.
Our quarterbacks, they were spot on. I mean, they all have, both of them have their little packages that they really feel comfortable with.
But it's hard to defend, man. You don't know what's coming. We have both abilities to do, both things when we're in there, whether I hand it off or, he runs.
Every time I get in, I think it brings the secondary up a little bit. So they just expect them run, and sometimes we catch them and beat them deep. So, sometimes they just have to stay honest when I come in, so knowing that I could pass and run.
The tandem at quarterback is something Troy has implemented this season, but it wasn't until recently that both players committed to the system.
It was after the FAU game, me and him and Coach Reagan were just talking, just like, let's actually, let's buy into it. Let's believe in it. Let's actually believe that it's going to work. Just give it a shot, you know what I mean, and let's see what happens. And we went out against Tennessee, and both of us, played well, and then we went out last week, and both of us played better.
The final home game for the Trojans will be this Saturday against Arkansas State. It will be senior day as well as homecoming, with kickoff at 2:30. So as we talked about earlier, the women's basketball team will be in action tonight. It'll be exciting to see them kick off the home schedule under the new coach, Shanda Rigby, and we wish them the best of luck.
Absolutely. It's a home game, so hopefully everyone can come out and support the Trojans as they take on
Mercer. They're going to be taking on Mercer, and it'll be exciting to get out there in the new Trojan Arena again.
Absolutely. Best of luck to them.
Yes.
Thanks, Danielle. Coming up on Troy TrojanVision Nightly News, we'll learn about Troy's upcoming choral concert.
But first, the past few days have been chilly. Will we need to put on some extra layers? Brittany?
You may want to keep those extra layers handy. Stay tuned for your local weather up next.
Work in the NFL,
Troy University's College of Health and Human Services prepares students for high-demand careers of today and tomorrow, careers offering attractive pay and the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of others.
My courses aren't just classwork. I've worked with the Department of Human Resources to put my skills to work with helping people.
I couldn't think of anything else I'd rather be doing.
Hi, I'm Mia Hamm. As a professional soccer player, I know how rewarding sports can be and how quickly injuries happen. So I've teamed up with the American Association of Orthodontists to ask athletes to play it safe. With my years of training, I know what it takes to become an expert, and orthodontists do too. They're the experts who help people obtain healthy, beautiful smiles. Wear mouthguards, face masks, and helmets to prevent injuries. Keep smiling and visit braces.org.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Brittany Drawdy joins us for a look at weather.
So, Brittany, I think the main thing that's on everyone's mind is what can we expect weather-wise for the weekend, the big game, the homecoming game?
Well, the good thing is we are going to have a sneak peek into what our weather is going to be like this weekend. But right now we can take a look at our campus snapshot and see. Right, it's very beautiful, nice, partly cloudy as we go through this evening, but our current conditions, temperature at 53 degrees, dew point at 49 degrees, humidity at 85%, barometer at 30.23 and falling, and winds coming from the northeast around 4 miles per hour. Today's stats, a high of 57, a low of 42 degrees, a little of those showers coming through, sunrise at 6:03 a.m. and sunset at 4:45 p.m. Around the state, Mobile, 65 degrees and staying clear there. Huntsville's also clear at 55. We get a little cloudy as we enter Birmingham at 54. Montgomery overcast at 57. Troy also 54 and overcast. Dothan 55. Phoenix City at 53 and overcast. Our current temperatures for the southeast staying cooler, 51 in Atlanta, 52 in Nashville. Our current temperatures over the U.S., you can see definitely cool down the yellows and the blues. Definitely towards the southeast towards us, we are staying a lot cooler than normal this time of year. Departure from normal. Today's highs, we're 12 degrees cooler than what we normally experience for the highs. Same as Atlanta at 16 degrees cooler. Current surface, we can see a couple of high pressures, this stationary front, which is going to keep that cool weather throughout the week and into the weekend. It's not going to be much different change. It's going to keep it right here towards the southeast of Alabama. As we can see a closer look, it's just right to the east of us, and that is what's keeping that cooler weather here for us lately. Next 48 hours, that rain chance, we thought we saw it come through today, but it looks like it's going to stay to the east of us, maybe a little bit of a chance, but not too much. As we go into Thursday, it moves off towards the east. Same thing for Friday, it clears out. And then going into Saturday, staying to the east of us, and Sunday, same thing, is going to clear out for us throughout the weekend. So hopefully that rain will stay off for us. It'll be really nice. Tonight's forecast, mostly cloudy. We're going to see those showers that we've been experiencing here this evening coming through towards the early part. Light winds coming from the northeast at 8 miles per hour and a low of 42. Tomorrow's forecast, mostly sunny, seeing a few of those scattered clouds come through. Light winds coming from the north to northeast around 6 miles per hour and seeing that high reaching of 63. It's still going to be a little cooler. Want to keep those jackets with you because it's going to cool off as we go into the evening. And our 4-day forecast for the football game and everything else y'all have planned for this weekend. Thursday is going to be sunny with a high of 63, cooling off to a 42 degrees. Friday is going to be partly cloudy with a high of 66 and a low of 42. Saturday going to be partly cloudy and a high of 66 with a low of 40. And Sunday is going to be pretty much sunny skies with a high at 66. So, Christina, as we go into the end of this week and into the weekend, it's going to stay in those mid-60s. So it's going to be a great time to kind of dress up in your cuter, warmer weather as you go out. Keep those layers with you for the homecoming this week and all the festivities going on. So it'll be really nice to go out. It's not going to be too chilly, but it's still going to be cooler.
Okay, well then I think that the 60s, those are pretty good weather for, people to go out and enjoy the tailgating and the football games and things like that. So I think that this is pretty good weather. Thanks so much, Brittany.
Thank you.